Together. It's on.
What did we do in 2022? Well, in 2022,
We're going to take this a little bit closer together. About it.
what did we do in 2022? Well, in 2022, we stood nervously outside the gym on a Hey How Pu'aloha day, with our hands on our hips, waiting for our turn to dance hula. Like a flowing river, our feet started to move as one, a class working in unison. In 2022, we stood nervously outside as the Christmas lights flickered on, illuminating the giant tree outside of Cooper House. Parents and friends strolled by, laughing and spreading holiday cheer as we drank hot chocolate and ate peppermints. In 2022, we smashed shaving cream onto each other's faces during Spartan Day, ran 3 miles for Tonga, dusted with colored chalk, and finally, we unmasked, seeing each other's faces for the first time. In 2022, we partied as an entire school in the upper school courtyard. We danced, miming YMCA to the pulse of the music, fog machines spitting out smoke, making the air around us glow. In 2022, we won volleyball games, set repatriate competitions, and duked it out with Cardin in Battle of the Books. Now, a new year has begun, carrying hopes for new opportunities. We will strengthen friendships, form new ones, and enjoy more traditions together. In 2023, we will experience Winterum, the SpongeBob musical, and celebrate the seniors as they graduate. As 1 year wraps up, that does not mean our partying must end. It is just another chance to have a good time. 2023, bring it on.
One second. Okay, so there were so many things about 2022 that can make it great but also bad. But I think it's time to say goodbye to 2022 and hello 2023. It's so easy to get wrapped up in what went wrong in the year, but today let's focus on some of the good that came out of it. COVID vaccinations increased, and we've been able to enjoy school events and social interactions even more. Electric vehicles sale topped 10 million in 2022, up from 6.6 million last year. In 2022, the number of Americans living without health insurance hit a record low of 8%. Minority groups achieved the biggest leaps. In May, the U.S. Soccer Federation announced it had reached a deal guaranteeing equal pay for its men and women's national teams. In July, the James Webb Space Telescope delivered the first color image. The snapshot provided the deepest and sharpest infrared image of the universe so far away, according to NASA. Bookstores are booming. There are more independent bookstores in the U.S. than ever. A new Alzheimer's drug was shown to slow memory decline by 27% over 18 months. It's the biggest breakthrough in a generation, offering real optimism that dementia can be beaten and one day perhaps even cured. Roads made of aggregate material from asphalt using recycled plastics are being piloted in 5 U.S. states. Hawaii is one of them. Taylor Swift released a new album, Midnights, and so did Beyonce. Wordle became a new daily habit for many, and It's Corn became a huge thing. And in general, birthdays were celebrated, families grew, people, what? Oh, yeah.
That corn was real. It tasted good.
Did you think corn wasn't real?
But when I tried it with butter, everything changed. I love corn. Cone.
Do you think everyone should be eating corn?
No, not everyone has to like it to be the best.
Yeah.
Everyone just has to try it. Have a bite.
What else are your favorite things?
I play a variety of games. Hide and seek, tag, Neville Lava Monster. Yeah, mostly cone. I mean, then look at this then. I can't imagine a more beautiful thing. It's cone. Look at this.
It's corn!
Because cone is awesome.
Can you describe corn to someone who's never tasted it before?
A big lump with knobs. It has the juice. It's the part that mostly makes me like the cone.
How much do you think corn should cost?
$1. I hope you will have a cone-tastic day.
A corn-tastic day?
What? It's just a pun about cone. If anyone loves cone, if you come to me, I can tell you all about it.
Do you like corn?
No.
Have you ever had corn before?
No.
I mean, I could tell you all about it, but let's move on. In general, birthdays were celebrated, families grew, and people fell in love. And we still get to wake up here every day, or, pretty close to it. Don't be fooled, there's plenty to celebrate in 2022. What are you going to do to make 2023 even better?
A little while back, I was walking on my way from school to home, when I suddenly realized that I had a 1,000-word paper due the very next morning. So in a panic, I ran home, I sat at my desk, and I stared blankly at my computer screen. To be perfectly honest, I wished I could be anywhere but here, doing anything but this. So I sat there like a rock, waiting for magic to happen, waiting for inspiration to just hit me. Unsurprisingly, it didn't. Now, as any reasonable person in my position would do, I told myself, you know what? You should take a short 5-minute break. No less, no longer. Before I knew it, I was knee-deep into this, and a whole lot of this. They say that optimism is telling yourself and managing to convince yourself that you can watch a full 20-minute episode of Netflix in less than 5 minutes. Well, if that's true, then I'm quite an optimist. But all seriousness, I think this is a classic example of the trade-off between motivation and procrastination. And it goes a little bit like this. You keep procrastinating and procrastinating until one day something gives. Maybe you pull one too many all-nighters, and then you suddenly realize that you just can't afford to keep putting your work off to the last minute. Whatever it is, you realize that your intent and your actions don't meet. So you make the resolution to commit to something new. And it might work for a few days, maybe a few weeks, or maybe even a month if you're lucky. But chances are, sooner or later, you'll end up relapsing. And then the all too familiar feelings of guilt, anxiety, self-loathing will set in. And what do? You go back to your resolution. And so the process repeats and it repeats. You're basically like Tarzan, swinging from vine to vine, from the person you used to be and the person you want to be. So why is it so hard to stay resolute on a resolution? Well, there's a simple answer and a not so simple answer. So I'll start with a simpler answer. Simply put, motivation is finite. So when you set your goals way too high, oftentimes you run out of motivation too quickly. So I'll start with a personal example. If I told myself that I wanted to wake up every morning at 4 a.m. and exercise for 45 minutes every day, I might wake up bushy-eyed every morning for 2 days, but 2 weeks later, we know that that motivation will be replaced by, I'll do it later. What's the problem here? I set my sights too high. What you really need to do is tell yourself, you know what, I'll wake up at 5 and I'll exercise for 10 minutes every day. And then you do that for a week. Once that habit is formed, you make that into 15 minutes and then 20 minutes. And so the habit is formed. If you start small and form that habit, and then you work your way up, it's a lot easier. So I've given the simple answer, so what's the not so simple answer? Because the answer is not so simple, I'll take some help from a study that was conducted by professors from MIT, Carnegie Mellon, and the University of Chicago. The study was quite interesting. It looked at the effects of extrinsic rewards on individual performance. What they found was that people completed tasks the best when they did them for their own sake, when they did them because they enjoyed them, not because they wanted an extrinsic reward. Now, at the time, this was groundbreaking, because why do people exercise? Because they want to get fit, and it's that end goal which motivates them to exercise, right? Or so we thought. What this study tells us is that the most important thing to maintaining a habit is getting buy-in from yourself. It's not enough to just enjoy the outcome. You have to enjoy the process, and only then will the outcome follow. Think about it. Think about examples from your own personal life. That time when you wrote that essay or you submitted that assignment that you were really proud of. Did you write it on the back of a napkin in the 5 minutes before the deadline just because you wanted to get it over with? Or did you work tirelessly at it? Did you work so hard that you didn't even notice the time going by? That is what motivation is. When you're so emotionally invested in the process that the outcome ceases to become important. If you look at people who are truly motivated, they don't need to force themselves out of bed every morning to do work. They just work, and it just comes to them. But you might be asking, sure, it may come to certain people, but what if I'm not one of those people? Well, here's the thing, right? Motivation is a skill, and like any skill, it can be taught and it can be learned. What this study told us is that the key secret to motivation is changing a little thing about the task or assignment that you're given so that it becomes a little less tiresome and a little bit more enjoyable. Here are a few examples. If you want to exercise, skip the treadmill. Maybe go outside for a run, and that'll make it a little less hard for you to exercise every morning. If you want to get that homework or that assignment done on time, don't lock yourself in a room and do it alone at a desk. Maybe find a group of friends and do it with them. Or do your homework in a different location so that your work is a little bit less monotonous. And look, I don't profess to be a master of the art of self-motivation. I, like any other person, watch my fair share of cat videos, and I'm still trying to find the perfect balance. But what's the message here? The message here is that self-motivation, when done right, can be truly transformative, because it enables us to find that inner spark so that we enjoy every little thing we do in our lives. I'll leave you all with a quote from Carl Jung, one of the world's leading psychologists. "He who looks outside dreams. He who looks inside awakes." Thank you.
I have a joke. There were 2 traffic lights at the crossing. One traffic light said to another, "Stop looking, I'm changing." We're having some problems, but I hope you can still see. We just have a few announcements today. I hope you guys are feeling good this morning. First up, I'd like to invite Izzy from Social Committee to tell us a little about. Just trust that the information's there, but we'll post it all.
Hi, so Winter Ball is coming up. It's gonna be on January 21st. It's a Saturday. It starts at 6:30, actually, not 7. The doors close at 7:15. We're gonna be selling tickets for $15 every day at break and lunch for the next 2 weeks. So come get your tickets. It's gonna be here in the CAC. Thank you.
Now, something very near and dear to my heart, I'd like to invite Sarah Lancashire to talk about Art with Heart. Yay!
Hi guys. So many of you probably know that Art with Heart is coming up at the end of this month on the 28th, and we're looking for some more visual art for the showcase. So if you guys made something in one of your art classes at Seabury that you want to put in the show, or you want to work at something at home, please come find me or Christian or Carter. And yeah. And also, if you are starting a new art piece, there is opportunities for community service. So it's a super easy, few hours that you spend on it. And if you want more details on that, you can come find one of the leaders, and we can send you the full list of all the information. And also, seniors in Art with Heart, we have a meeting today at 11:50 in the CAC.
Thank you. I got another one. Why doesn't the LED bring any suitcases with him? Because he likes to travel light. That's all we have for you guys today. Have a good day. You're dismissed. It's a day 1.
You set me free.